Alrighty, welcome back. I'm your man, Bad Chad, and Queen Jolene's on the camera, and we are on air. We have rust issues in the 56 Plymouth, like we had on the quarter panel. There's been some bronze work done. There's some rust there, obviously. I did take some time and dig some of it out here, cut some of it off with a zip cut. You see where I got a straight line there. This is where I fixed the trunk before. This is the new piece of metal right here that I've got tacked in there on the inside. I did not get the lip to go down like that, and the reason being is because you cannot get that lip down in there unless you peel all the front of it off and then repair it that way. I really do not want to get into peeling the outside of the panel off because it's going to end up affecting all the lip from the trunk. So the trunk comes out, comes down, the outside panel goes on here, and then they spot weld together here. If I pull all this off, then I've got to repair the whole end of the trunk and then try to put this piece back on. I'm going to try to simplify it for myself, and you can do it your way, and I'm going to do it my way. But on this panel, I am not going to do what I done on the quarter panel. I'm not going to do that, and the reason being is when I cut this panel off here, I'm going to cause a lot of work on the inside trunk panel. I'm not restoring this car. I just want to be able to fix it, fill it, and do that sort of stuff with it. But in order to fix the outside panel here, I must fix the trunk panel there to have something to connect the outside panel to. I got a little 90 there. That's all it is, a 90. And if I take it and lay it on top of that piece there, on top of the trunk, then I have a piece that I can bring my outside panel down to connect to. So this is the outside panel, this would be your trunk panel and the inside panel, and this is the piece that you can come down and connect to. Where this is like this, you would never be able to build that piece in the trunk. You'd never make a patch to come in and then go down without cutting it all out and separating it. Not going to do that. We're going to make a panel, and you stick with me, and that's what we're going to do. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tack that piece in place along the trunk floor because that's where it's at, and then I can get a true read somewhat of the back panel that I'm going to make. This piece here is the quarter panel on the other side. I'm not doing anything with that until I get ready to cut it off and make the new panel. Alrighty, let's put that piece in there. So this is just basic rust repair that probably the average person has to do on an old car, basically. So we'll get that piece put in place. I want to get the best helmet. Jolene looks amazing this morning. Yep, she woke up at 7 looking like a 10. She did so. She got me coffee in bed, boys. She's a good lady. She's a good lady. All right, we'll get that piece put in place. We'll get it trimmed up. You can tell how some of it's, this part here is original. This piece here, because it's got no bronze mark, no bronze place, but you can tell how, I would straighten that off. This is the original piece. This is bronze here, but it's got a little tilt down there. I would straighten that out, probably, no doubt in my mind, make it the same distance all the way across. That's what I would do, or that's what I'm going to do. Get my glasses. So we're going to make a new panel for the back. That's what we're going to do. Just going to bring that out far enough that I'm going to have to leave a little bit of room there so when I put my front panel on that I have enough room to match up with that panel. Leave a little bit of room. Fogging up here. I'm actually quite fortunate to even have any metal to tack it to. When I fixed the trunk, I wouldn't have anything to weld that to if I did not fix that trunk piece. I have to unfog my glasses. Good. I made it long. I can trim it off anytime I want to. Not sure if I got the welder gas turned on and off or on or not. I had the gas turned off. I'm just gonna apply that on there. Now, get that applied on there nice. I'm not going to connect it there because I have to have I got a piece I have to repair in there, and that'll be after the quarter panel comes off. I'm fine with that. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to get a hammer. Just going to tighten that up a little bit. That would be seam sealed. No, I'm all right with it. Not going anywheres. Alrighty, that's in there. That's my inside piece of my trunk. So now the outside piece comes down and then goes on the faces and then spot welds to that. Let's turn that off. Let's cut that off to make it look like something. Don't like it hanging down like that. We got a distance here. Ouch. We got a distance right here, it shows us. We got a distance right there, it shows us. So we're just going to let's make a straight line. We're a little bit above there. So I'll fix it when I cut it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fix it when I cut it. Noticed yesterday that the grinder has a noise in it already. Not sure why. I always thought that Makita had a good brand, but it's got a noise in it already, so. Not connecting that there yet. Quarter panel. We got that on there like that. So the whole trunk would have this come out and then down, then this piece would spot weld to it. All right, let's get some trusty cardboard, Bristol board. Jolene got me some Bristol board. I think she thought it was Christmas, but it's not. This panel is seems pretty basic to me. It has has a round shape, and then a break in it, and then a straight. We're going to see how it goes. On this panel here, I would say I'd like to weld it right up along this edge up along here, and then bring it over here, and then we can connect it to our quarter panel. We've got one over there that we can connect it to, but it swoops in here, so it's probably not going to go any further than that. Probably going to come from here down there somewhere. We got a couple holes on the top. We'll see what happens. But basically, we want to shove that up in there. I would like to weld it underneath there, and the reason I'd like to weld it underneath there is because you would not see it. Let's just do that. You would not see it. Let's do this piece here. This tail light. Cut it off there. Let's make a mark. And you'd be, let's cut this off first, see if we can get it fitting right. So sometimes you really have to, what can I say, make the decision. I remember the first time I worked at a body shop before, first time I worked at the shop, sometimes it's hard to know or make the decision whether you're doing the right thing or not. That's some of the hardest thing to do, is to know whether you're doing the right thing when you're repairing something. Especially if you're working at a body shop. I want that to come up a little bit higher. On this panel, I feel like I'm gonna, for me, I feel like I'm gonna do the right thing by not cutting it off because of the time value. I'm just going to give you the reasons why I'm going to fix it the way I'm going to fix it, because there is a different way to fix this. The reason I'm going to fix it the way I'm going to fix it is because of the time that it's going to take to repair, cutting this all off, fixing the end of the trunk, and then putting that back on. Would take quite a bit of time. I'm making a driver out of this situation. Or that's what I'm planning on. I'm going to, plan on driving it. So to me, if I take and make a panel, that's not that straight, but if I make a panel and then we'll cut this out, we'll cut that rust out there pretty good. I'm basically going to go right over top of that, and the reason being is because if I don't go over top of that and make a nice new panel, you'll see what happens. If I don't, if I cut that off, I'm going to be in a mess. I'm going to have a bunch of work there that I feel that is not worth it. And also, I'm going to have a mess inside the trunk that you're going to notice. The quarter panel, basically I thought was easier to replace the whole thing, to me, than to try to repair or try to cover up what was there. So that's what I'm trying to get at, I guess. I'm trying to, let's cut this end off. So you have to make up the decision whether what you're doing and where you're going with your project to make yourself happy. That's basically the end of it. So what I'm thinking is, if I weld this up in here, I'll be able to grind that off and you will not be able to see it. If I get it on this edge before it turns in there, I can grind that down there nice. I think I can. This edge here, I like this edge here because I can weld it right on that edge and I can grind it off nice. Might need more there. And if I clean this a little bit out here and go over top of this, it's metal laying over top of metal, but I've cleaned it all, so it should be fine. Alright, I'm gonna let's do it again. I want to put that up in there. Not sure if I want to put a roll this part and then break that edge, or if I want to roll this part and put it in and then weld the flat down on there. Not sure what I want to do yet. Let's make the roll first, and if I decide that I want to cut this off, I can. If I want to put it in the brake and bend it down and try to make it all one piece, I can. Alrighty, let's go with that. And if you look at this piece, if Jolene will show you, this piece goes, one piece goes, it's high in the center, so it goes like this. So you'd want to make two pieces. To make one piece go right across, I thought about it, make one piece go right straight across, it probably basically would not do that well because it has this bend in it. And to bend that there, like this, you'd have an issue. To make it all flat and go across and then put this in it, you probably could, yes, but I am not. So let's do this. You can tell I'm a little bit indecisive on that situation there because basically I enjoy cutting things out, but if that's pretty close. Doesn't give it to me though. Nice piece right there. Maybe I can get both out of this. Woo! Yeah. Lots of metal hanging around. I want to use the best piece for the job. That's what I want to do. 18 gauge is what I always use. There's the piece I want right there. That on there like so. I'm going to add a little bit to this situation up here because it would seem to be a little bit shy somewhat. I can always grind it away. I should probably measure that, but I'm not going to get that turn there on this bad boy, am I? Let's go cut it some other way then. Zip cut. It is. Yeah, it doesn't look good. We'll make it look good though. Let's start rolling it. Now, let's use this piece in here. We're gonna try it. Probably a few things in the way. Oh, maybe we put the pin in that, didn't we? Or did we? Nope. Alrighty. Got this little piece of, like this little metal bending station, just a piece of round stock there. And I'm not sure where that round stock would come from, but it's for bigger rolls. This is a tighter one. This is a bigger one. Basically, that's got a tight roll at the top. I want to stick my metal in there. And just kind of, am I rolling it the right way? So this is this way. Yep. .18 gauge is what we're using. I keep saying that, but a lot of people ask. It's kind of, what can I say? Kind of got used to using it. The other stuff bends easier, that's for sure. But when you start welding it and grinding it, you haven't got much. Just keep rocking and rolling here. What am I hitting on? Nothing. Probably best if I go out and try it. Quarter panel looks awesome. We leave this door or this car outside at nighttime. It rains on it. Obviously got rain on it. What I do is after I'm done doing that, it has got a little bit of rust issue going there a little bit. I spray WD-40 on that and leave it outdoors. And I've got quite a roll to put on the end of that to get that up in there. So let's get back into the station here. We have to get that in there. It's got to be a little tighter. Got a nice spot right there to weld right on there. I like that. That'll weld there nice. That'll just push back, actually, to be honest with you. Put it in the other way. Just trying to get a nice roll on it, that's all. That there's, I'm thinking if I leave that like that, that there can be pushed back. This part's coming down, that's why that's not fitting real good right there. If it was back further, it probably would. Obviously it would. All right, I feel like that there, if I left that there, that's good. That'll push back. That'll fit nice. I'm going to leave that like that. Trying to get it on there so I almost feel like spot welding it on, and then I could bend it a little bit better and hold it. I'm looking to have this right on the edge here. I like that. The metal that's bent too far this way, I can push that back. That's quite a roll right there. Let's do a little bit more. It might be easier to cut that piece off. It might be easier to cut the piece off. Do not know yet. Actually, it's not bad. I'm going to draw a straight line on this. Let's bend it. See what happens. Too much. Not good at all. Not good. That didn't do it for me at all. Way too much. This is where I'm going to find out whether I should make it out of 2 pieces or 1 piece. Okay, that's got quite a bend in it there. That's just got to be scooped out some, that's all. Kind of like it, actually. Get it down here a little further. I think this has to be cut down further. Sure it does. And it's got to be bent better. Bent more. It's got to have a better bend in it.
Up, right?
I'm struggling. It's a true life struggle. Okay, thanks, buddy. Nathan's trying to make a starter out of a bent nail and a rubber band. Oh, that's better. Doesn't leave better on that end though. That's got to be pushed in up there. Something like this sometimes it's better to get a tack, a weld on it, and then see where you're going. I've got a couple things going on here. This shape here, this shape here. This is a longer shape here, and then we got a straight shape. I have to use the little boys' room if you want to pause for a second. I'll come right back. Alrighty, just made her back. Let's go for it. Let's put this sucker in here. This line's not right. That's going to be scooped down some. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the grinder or the welder going, tack it in a couple places, then I'll know exactly what I'm up against, what I can make it look like. This here is really not looking good right here. It's obviously got a big space going on, but I don't mind the panel I got made. To be honest with you, I do not mind the panel. Just kind of wondering. I do not mind that, actually. Looks good. Very deceiving, this panel is. Let's get some vice grips and stuff. We'll get it plunked on there, see what it looks like. That's going to be bent more. I guess the basic thing is too, is not to put a bunch of hammer marks into it. We want a nice panel. We do not want to put a bunch of hammer marks in it, or I don't want to. I would like to see it just fit, would be nice. And if you're not careful, you can do a bunch of damage with your vice grips and stuff if you're not paying attention, if you squeeze it too tight. Don't want that either. But I want it to fit as tight as possible right at the present second. We're tight in there. That's fitting tight in there. It's in there where it's fitting tight. Right here it's not, obviously. We'd have to maybe slice that and then get that down in there, but basically that there's, if I push that up in there, I can get that fitting nice. And that would just take to have that welded there, and that can be put back there. This line here's going. Okay, but that probably should have some sliced off it. Let me get this. Looking for the line on the inside, this piece here, that's what I'm looking for, if that's straight or looking right. And we got to come down some. Nope, back up again. On the new piece. Take it off that and get on the new piece. There we go. All right, so we need more scooped out of this. We need some taken off the top of this. You can see it's not fitting there, a little bit of ways. Let's try it. bad across there. Looks good across that line there. Let's put it on. Okay. What I'm going to do is, it's not fitting the greatest right at the present moment, but I'm going to make it fit, if you know what I'm trying to tell you. I'm going to do a little bit of finessing after I put it on. So basically what's going on now, I probably could cut that off. I like to keep the gold in it. It's like gold teeth, huh? Just straighten that off. So when I'm on the inside, I can put some seam sealer on it to seal it. Seam sealer is the stuff I did the trunk in. We'll have a nice straight line there to seam seal it off. Okay. Let's put that bad boy back on there. Let's get it in place. Put that like that. We'll tack that there. Maybe go a little bit down. Good. I'm going to tack. Make sure this line is straight. When I have that welded right on that edge like that, I can grind that off really nice when it's done. Okay, we got our line is straight. What I mean by our line is straight is this line here is running with way in here. I've got extra metal here for when I do that quarter panel. I might cut some off, but I'm going to need metal there when I come in here and cut that quarter panel off to match up to the quarter panel, just like on the other side. We got that going there. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start making it fit. Let's make it fit. I'm just going to tack. Get it tight as I can. All right, now we're going to want to make that fit up in there is what we're going to want to do. A little more curve in it, should it? Probably should. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tack it. Let's do this now. Get a hammer. That's where it turns. You get it flat all the way along here, then it turns and goes in. So that's what's going on right there. There's a flat spot there, and then it turns and goes in. Also, when I do this repair, you're not going to see any of this repair inside the trunk or outside because it's going to be welded up in here. The trunk panel's still going to be there. The only place you'd ever see it is over there where I cut that piece out. And that's basically all I want to see. And you can enjoy and drive this car for a long time with that in there. That is not going to rust out anytime soon. It's 18 gauge. Gonna have to split that. Well, I'm talking about to split that to get that to fit right. We're gonna come over this side. And we're gonna get tight here. I'm gonna be able to, nice. Let's push that in. Let's push that in. Hey, let's do it. Oh, leaking. All right. So I'll be able to grind that off really nice. Let's get this all put in tight. Now we got a weld around there nice. We got a nice shape going this way. Let's deal with this for a second. This is where it turns in, so we're laid over there a little bit. Once I get that welded up in there, if we come back and take a look, I'll weld that solid all the way along there. When I get that welded all the way solid, all the way along the top, you are not going to see that when I get that ground off. You're not going to see it. Now, just trying to figure out which way I want to cut that. If I cut it here, I can lay that down, but then I'll have to cut that out. If I cut it, so how I want to cut it, that's all. Just want to get that to come in tight. That's going fine. I'm going to turn. Let's tack it and then hit it some more. With it bouncing like that, that can give you an issue of when you're hitting it. Tack it and then hit it again. It's not bad. I can weld that back together. And I can grind that off so you can't tell. All right, we're a little bit long there, that's fine, that's just cutting it off. I'll probably end up making a whole new piece along here because we got some bronze going on, we got a hole going on there, but we're just gonna have to go with the flow. All right, weld it on here. The bronze, I find you just have to stick with it to get it welded. I generally just try to go right over top of it. Yeah, let's get an air hose going. Like an air chucking that. See if we can't get it looking like something, and then you can say yay or nay. We'll just do this line right here. Where it's going straight up and down, and there's quite a bit of pressure on this. I'll do a few more welds, and then if I was doing a quarter panel, also with the air, you're less chances to catch anything on fire. One spot at a time, usually. Yeah, it's laughing at me. Also, I'm putting a little more weld to it because this panel would be hard to warp that going across here where it's rolled up and then goes in. Really hard to warp that, so I'm able to put a little more heat to it. Going across here. Beautiful. Don't want to ruin my Christmas paper. Do a baby. Yeah. Put a line down here. I'm going to make a new piece that comes along here. We'll make this shape here and we'll put a new piece in there. I'm going to weld it along there so it's connected, and then we'll just bring the metal over to it and weld it just before the weld. That way there it's connected also. I get this welded up and we'll grind it off, show you what it looks like. Just trying to speed it up some. Probably should have did that side first. The reason I did that side, because it had the hole in it. It's basically the only reason. Got the quarter panel on that side to be able to connect it to. This side I have not got the quarter panel connected to, but it is what it is. Get a spot. Making sure. Every spot of weld wants to overlap the other one, so I do not have any pinholes in it. And that's what I'm going for. One spot at a time does it. Let's knock the weld off and see what kind of job we have got going on. We'll knock it off really quickly. And you get to see the full process of what I'm doing. Got a flapper wheel over here. How you making it, Nathan?
Oh, just plugging away here.
Just plugging away.
Making a set of brushes for the grandson.
Nathan's building a starter out of poop. Let's just mess with this a little bit. Let's take a zip cut first and just knock that. Gonna try this and see what it does. I do not want to hit the other metal that much. I just made the piece. I don't want to take any metal away from it, but we'll see what. Hard to get it. And the reason I'm going this way is because the amount of repair that's been done on the car, there's a lot of work that I have to do on the rest of the car for me to, I guess like I explained the other day about the trunk and stuff, for me to go the full distance and cut everything off, it's just not worth it to me. Don't like it? It's a zip cut process is what that is. And the reason being is I'm hitting the metal too much and I'm not getting where I want to get. Trying to feather it off a little bit coming down. Should be good. We stand back and take a look at it. I clean this up here a little bit. It's going to be hard to get at. Probably get a die grinder in there and do a little bit of that. Don't want to get into that metal. Try not to grind too much on that. It's a brand new piece of 18 gauge. Just going to try to take away the welding shadow so it looks a little better. That's one side. I've got to do the other side. This will be cut off and bent into the quarter panel after. I'll probably cut quite a bit of that off now. Probably right about there. I'll probably cut that off and then the quarter panel will come around to match it. And I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side, on this side. I'm going to leave that there. And you can tell that they hit it with a hammer all kinds of times. You can hit it there with a bunch of hammer, hit it there quite a few times with a hammer. Hit it there, hit it there, hit it there, hit it there, hit a bunch up here, hit it here, hit it there, hit it there. It's quite beat up. And what I'm going to say is, it's too bad that they didn't work just a little bit more and round it off. I've got no hammer marks in the one we just did whatsoever. I'll bring this piece, I'll do the exact same thing, then bring this piece around and we'll get it welded onto this quarter panel right here, right around this edge. We'll go right around that thing, just like on that side. We'll weld it up there and we'll bring it into the quarter panel, then we'll tighten that up. We'll grind a little bit of this off so we can get it in there a little bit further. But that's my repair for that situation. And the reason being is I do not want to cut all the trunk out and fix all that sort of stuff. I just want to get the outside panel looking good. We must admit, or we don't have to admit, it would take a long time for something to get up underneath that and rot that piece of 18 gauge out. We get the metal cleaned in behind it. They overlap metal every day. There's overlap metal on the tail. They overlap metal on the trunk lid. And that was my fix for that situation. And I'm happy with it. Once I get the other one put in and get the shadow taken away here and get that ground up a little nicer in there, you might not even recognize that there was a piece put in there once I clean it up and do a little bit more to it. But that's my fix for the back of her. All right, everybody, thanks a lot for coming back. I appreciate it. Not saying that anything, but this is the way I'm doing this. It's just basic rust repair on something that I am not restoring. I want to fix it up a little bit and go from there. Thanks everybody for coming back. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Have a fantastic day.